In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all a stock that is about to go insane tomorrow and why y'all should keep it in your watch list. We're also going to look at the overall market to get y'all ready as always, along with doing some updates in the stocks that I've mentioned in the past videos. Y'all, let's dive right into the charts right off the bat. We got the NASDAQ futures, QQQ. Well, just the NASDAQ futures. And so far, I told you yesterday that I was expecting a bullish move today. We didn't quite get that. We got a whole lot of nothing. I warned y'all about a potential double top. The green circle has been drawn right there. I really thought we were going to push beyond 19,000 and get in here maybe near 19,050 before we see a pullback. The market right now is taking a sweet time. We might see that move tomorrow. We might see it tomorrow. And I say this because let's look at QQQ, the actual ETF. All right, so this is it right here. And again, it hasn't really done much, but we're going to zoom out and we're going to look at the daily time frame. And with the daily time frame looking like this, the first thing to acknowledge is that the trend is still bullish. We're still going up. So it's important to not fight this trend. All right. It hasn't given us a reason to change our mind yet. All right. So right here we have this bullish harami, the combination of these two candles, and then the big candle that I was expecting today obviously didn't happen. It went to 462, but we got a bullish hammer instead, which is a good sign. The all-time high is right here. It's really near, and I'm sure there is some short sellers who have like shares to short, who are shorting QQQ, hoping for the open to not be above 461, because if we get above 461 in the morning, their stop losses are going to get triggered and we're going to finally see that push up to 464, maybe even 465 in the morning. Right now, if you look on the left up here, we are a little bit negative. Like I see on the futures, I mean the futures are a little bit negative by negative 0.2. It's not too much movement. So just again, relax. The trend on everything is still bullish. Let's look at something that is a bit concerning. QQQ is bullish. The SPY is sus, but it's still bullish. It's hanging on dearly. It's right at support. The only indices, or one of the two indices that is bearish, is the Dow Jones, DIA. All right, this is the Dow Jones ETF, and right now you can see that it really tried to get back down here to the previous level of support at 385.90. It hasn't touched it yet, but it's not like it's close enough for us to see a potential rebound in the morning. It's close enough for us to see it bounce in the morning, and then maybe eventually, like later on during the week, we might actually see a big drop where we actually test that white line. But for now, this is what we're dealing with, and just expect this thing to actually trade sideways as the SPY and the NASDAQ continue to creep higher. Now, the stock that I want y'all to keep in your watch list for tomorrow, it has some very clean setups that I actually like, and I'm sure you're gonna love them too. That stock is Target. All right, now with Targets, this is on a huge discount, massive discount. It's been brought down from the recent highs of 180 all the way down to 140. It really dropped from earnings dragged it down from 154 all the way down to 140, and it's trying to make its way back up again. We got 4 consecutive green candles on the daily chart. But the structures that I see, apart from obviously this discount, the structure that I see is on the 1 hour and also on the 5 minute. There are two structures. All right, the 1 hour, okay, maybe I have to zoom in a little bit more. Let's go on the 15 minute. There it is. All right, so this is the 15-minute time frame. Again, keep in mind, there's a gap on the left that eventually is going to get filled. It's getting filled right now. All right, it's only a matter of when, where this thing is going to go up to 156. But for now, the structure I see on the chart is an ascending triangle right here that broke out in the morning right there, retested at 940-ish, held up above supports, and then we're going to zoom into the 5 minute. We're going to remove that, and you can see there is a bullish pennant on there again that formed with a breakout in the afternoon that behaved quite well and closed near today's high. This is a great sign for a continuation tomorrow. The stock hasn't given me any indication that the structure that you see here is fake. It hasn't given us that. Unless it drops back below 146, this structure is not fake. Both structures aren't fake. Unless we see, or unless we hear this alert that I'm putting right now on the chart, unless that rings. Maybe I should put it a little bit lower because the original structure was, or the original entry should have been here, right at 145.7. So watch this one for a run all the way up towards 151, maybe 152 tomorrow, because of these two bullish structures that are stacked on one another. All right, now I did say one stock that is about to go insane, but I'm gonna share another one. And this one, somebody even mentioned it in the comment section of the last video. I saw it and I agree with you. The person who asked about UPS. All right. And UPS, I'm discussing it right now because there is a massive structure on the daily. A huge structure on the daily. The stock is not doing very well, obviously. The bears are in control of the stock. I'm leaning bearish on it for these specific reasons. There is a bearish pennant on the chart. It's quite big. It's quite massive. Right here. It broke down a few days ago. Like as in the 23rd. This is what, last week? Last week, Thursday. It broke down right here. And it's behaving quite well. The shorts are not letting this one go. All right. One other thing that you should keep in mind is, again, how low will it go? Y'all see my alerts on the chart, so obviously y'all know what I'm thinking right now. The alerts are there on purpose. That's because I do believe that it's gonna drop to exactly 122 and 10 cents. There is a gap right here at the bottom that needs to get filled at 124. Again, when gaps like these get filled, they really tend to really get filled. Like it gets to the initial price of 123 and then it dives a little bit deeper. All right, and then we might see it consolidate afterwards. But for now, it's only a matter of when. As long as we don't see this, as long as we don't see that right here, because a lot of the short sellers, the stop loss is right at 146. Okay, it could play games because the structure is so massive. It could play games, and it could be really annoying where we see a retest right here. Again, that's if we don't see this. That's if we don't see the price get back in the bearish pennant. This is the games that it could play, where we see a bounce right here, retest, resistance, and drop again, right? Or it could play nice and just slowly, maturely just fall. This is what all of the shorts want to see. So I am bearish on it, and I hope that answers your question to the person who asked about it. The next one that we're going to look at is Apple. Because yesterday I shared Apple with you guys, and I was right about where it was going to go. I was bullish on it. This was the one for the bulls. And it did what it was supposed to do, but unfortunately, it didn't give you guys an opportunity to make money on it to the long side. Because the entry on it was supposed to be here. Alright, so during the trading hours from Friday, the whole move happened after like pre-markets. And I'm sure everybody who bought calls out here before the close took their money off immediately right here. And later on during the day, there was a bearish panic for a day trade short. But this bullish move was what I warned you all about. I thought it would be a little generous to anybody who didn't swing by opening up at 190.50 and then making this nice move up. A nice day trading opportunity for everybody to make money on it. Unfortunately, it just opened high and immediately faded. And that happens, all right? We took a trade on AMD. And I took a trade on AMD because of NVIDIA. I was bullish on NVIDIA. I bought calls on AMD. I knew the semis would go higher. I mentioned it in yesterday's video, all right? So I bought these calls right here. 3 minutes before the market closed. Again, y'all know my style. And today, within the first 4 minutes, let me click on here. So again, this is 832 and this is 834. Within the first 4 minutes, I saw my contracts being up by 70% and beyond. And then I ended up just getting rid of everything. Again, I see money, I take money because of the way the QQQ was setting up and was falling out the gates. I didn't like that, and plus my contracts were up by quite a bit. Again, this is what I see in the morning, and then I look at my AMD and I'm like, you know what? QQQ is gonna pull back. It's best to take my money out of AMD quickly. And I did, all right? And later on, AMD went up to 174. Along with NVIDIA, this will be a good segue. Let me just clean up. Okay, all right, so this is NVIDIA. NVIDIA pushed, it opened up at 1100. Like I told y'all, it would do eventually get to 1100. This is much faster than I anticipated. I thought it would be a little bit slower. I thought it would open up around 1080 and then move up to 1100. I didn't expect it to actually open at 1100. But it formed an ascending triangle near the open and pushed higher and higher. It's not done yet. I think this is an interesting one, right? I think it still has some ways to go. It has some ways to go. When I'm looking at the chart, I do see some short sellers who might be trapped tomorrow. And the short sellers are located right here, because we did see a pullback in the middle of the day, right? So their worst nightmare is for NVIDIA to open above 1165. If it does that, then they're gonna panic and we're gonna see higher moves on not just NVIDIA, but also the other semi stocks. So it's my very honest thought on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Again, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time, along with the reason why I take the trades that I take to begin with. That way you learn in the process. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma and the Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I'll see all of you in tomorrow night's video.